Hey everyone, just a quick update, Cryptalk. Um, my gut's telling me something's about to happen. So a lot of really bullish things. Well, there's a couple of times where something fairly negative will happen. Like there'll be a pretty significant dump. Whenever our new month starts, so we're on the 30th right now, right? So we got within the first 2 days of a month, you can usually see something interesting happen, and it seems to be the case. I mean, let's see. Um, it's not always though. This is really just very, very gut feeling. So this big ass pump right here took place right on the first and the second, right? We end up getting. Usually something happens. It doesn't surprise me if something happens on the first or the second of a new month. It's kind of like setting the stage. So let's see. Let's take a look here. Could just be coincidence, right? And there's a pretty significant dump here on the second. Let's go. What do we got here? Okay, yeah. We started pumping pretty hard right here on the first and the second. Whereas, right before it, you see that? Like, or right around that time. Sort of like happens within that time frame. Let's go back a little bit further and see. We got all the way. Okay, so this happened right here on the first and the second, right? Well, what do we got here? Um, Absolute jack shit happened. Uh, on the first and the second of March. I didn't really start noticing this pattern. I mean, until um, until around this time, because this was pretty crazy, right? Let's see, what do we got here? This was in the middle of the month. Yeah, it's like okay. So with that said, it's just a gut feeling. It really is. But at this point in time, it's looking a lot like Bitcoin is kind of just chilling at. And you remember, this is the blue box that I drew before, and I drew it down to here. I haven't touched the box. I touched some of these lines over here and stuff like that, right? Um, and this does kind of look a little bit like this is pretty bearish looking. I think they're fucking with us. Now, just looking at the state of altcoins, I mean, altcoins are like absolutely against, they're on the ropes, just totally on the ropes, right? And it's totally possible that, you know, ETH, and ETH can get back down again to, single, double digits, single digits. That'd be fucking insane. Um, but like, just kind of paying attention to the overall situation we got right here, right? We're sitting on support. We're sitting on some support from uh, previous price action. We have we got an awful lot going on with the Fibonacci sort of just hanging out down in this range, sort of starting at around here from all the way back like in the previous bear market, like this whole shitty area right before it decided to just take a giant dump, right? So we're sitting on a lot of support at the moment, but a lot of people right now, I don't know, it doesn't really look like shorts are going up very much, but I'm thinking that a lot of people right now are kind of getting bearish, right? and this is a really good time to fuck with them. This would be a really, really good time for a pump to just totally catch people off guard and cause as much pain as possible. This would be an excellent time for like a relief rally or some kind of shit. Um, it's happening on the first and the second. We'll probably see something that's just gonna like, what the hell? I get liquidated on all my shorts. I thought we were going to 1,000. You know what I mean? And then from there, it'll probably chop back down again. And I think this is just my gut's telling me just by the way the altcoin market is completely against the ropes. Like if it goes any lower than this, then we're looking at some pretty low support. 5,000. So we're here. We got support here. I think we're already kind of sitting on that support, but we're on this support here. Then we got support here, right? And that's in like the 6,000 range, and this is like 7,200 kind of support here, right? And then after that, it's just like all the way down, right? Now, this would confirm a bear market if we go any lower than this, right? So we're sitting in a situation right now where all technical analysis, everybody who's watching this right now is trying to determine whether or not we're going into some kind of a bear market, right? And my personal take on this whole thing is that we're actually somewhere in this range right now, somewhere between here and here from the last rally, and this is meant to cause people to lose their minds and sell and panic sell, get them out of the market, right? But a nice big red candle like this is just it's just too obvious. It seems a little bit like, yeah, I mean, not a lot of people are looking at the stochastic RSI on the weekly, right? Like, what is Bitcoin gonna do? Like, I mean, obviously it could stay down for a couple of weeks, right? But like, it's already been down for a while, and what is, I mean, what could possibly? It just seems so perfect at this point in time that like maybe in a couple of weeks or something, this would just uh, you know go full bull. But right now, um, maybe it'll end up either being sort of like a sideways for a little bit, but it just seems so. It seems like it's all being staged, is what it feels like. It feels kind of like a game, because I mean, but if you step back for a second, like Bitcoin looks like, if you tunnel vision on Bitcoin right now, Bitcoin looks like it's definitely going down. We're going to fucking 3,000 or some shit, like 5,000, right? That's what it looks like. It's like, well, that's it, guys. The bear market has begun, and we're done. And sell, sell now, sell everything you got, right? But in reality, everything is so destroyed right now that like Bitcoin went down to like if Bitcoin went down to 5,000, like Ethereum would be back in the double digits, and um EOS would be like under $1. You know what I mean? It'll be like insanity. It'll be like XRP probably be worth like 5 cents or some shit. Like Steam would be a penny again, right? Just I don't know, man. It doesn't sit well with me. I'm thinking that this is probably not going to be the case. What's going to happen is we got the first where weird stuff tends to happen on the first and the second of the month, right? Maybe it'll be a bigger dump, but I'm thinking I'm thinking we're gonna see like a pump, and it's gonna catch a lot of people off guard because too many people are. It just if it I feel it in the air. I kind of get this vibe that like everybody's expecting the bear market to begin. Bitcoin is literally sitting right there at this point where like if it goes any lower than where it is right now, the 7,800 range, if it dumps below that, then we're looking at a total capitulation kind of scenario, and everything's gonna blood in the streets, blood in the streets, everyone's gonna die, right? It's just like it's teetering there, and it to me it just looks a little too obvious. It's like, okay, guys, I get it. You're making it look scary, and now they're gonna just relief rally our asses on the first and the second of the month. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of times where the first and the second really didn't result in anything. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of time, but for some reason, when a fresh month starts, it just there's a good chance that something can happen. It always it kind of it could be just like a regular pump, or maybe like a bearish signal, or maybe things start to actually like break resistance and it starts going up again. But this one right here sits just, I don't know. I wouldn't even be surprised if it was like the same person doing that shit. All right, so all right, I'm gonna call it. I'm expecting a relief rally in the next 2 days. Let's see how wrong I am. I'm probably gonna be totally wrong. It just doesn't feel right at the moment that it would just be like what it's going to end up ultimately doing is this for a while. It's just going to go sideways until people get bored. It's going to be like 2 or 3 weeks of sideways, and until like mid to late October, and it's just going to keep people convinced that the market's dead and we're in a bear market before we start to see some kind of crazy action. But at the moment, too it's a little too obvious. It feels a little too obvious to me that this is like, you know, it's it's like pretending to be a wounded animal. That's what it feels like. So anyway, all right, I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna end that now. I just wanted to put this out there because I think it's kind of fun to try and guess. Don't take my advice. I mean, this is totally just a fucking gut reaction. Like I'm not even using proper technical analysis, and the first and the second month does not always, not even close, does it always result in something. But I just feel like the stars are kind of aligning at this point in time. So this is like, this is my astrological gut feeling. And yeah. All right. It's just for fun. It's just for fun. All right. Take it easy.